The United Auto Workers, that's the UAW, I mistakenly said the AFL-CIO, I hate when you confuse your unions, trending today. They said they are ready to join forces with President-elect Donald Trump to overturn the job-killing North American Free Trade Agreement. Could this be the end of Democrat control of the labor unions? What would this look like 4 years in the election cycles? Here to discuss, the host of Politics and Profits, Rick Amato. Good to have you in studio.
Great to see you, Gina.
This is interesting because this is one of those things that I think you and I foresaw when we were okay with the Donald Trump presidency early on, that a lot of people didn't say. They said, oh, well, he's going to have to draw from the middle. How's he going to? He never tried to draw from the middle. He never drew from the middle.
Right.
He drew from the regular old. I mean, it's always been one of those things, Rick, that like I've been with, you know, the rank and file union members thinking it's not good when our jobs are going overseas. It's not good when the top 10 most American cars are Honda, Subaru, Toyota, and then down at the bottom you've got like a Chrysler and a Buick.
That's right.
That doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah.
And I drive a German car, but you know, one of the ways I rationalize driving a German car is because I like it, and because most American cars are made in foreign places anyway anymore. So this is really interesting because this means if Mr. Trump gets together with the unions and actually starts working with them, that takes away a major voting block from the Democrats. Now, I'm not saying, I think a lot of the ways the unions have operated is nasty. I think the union bosses are as corrupt as any CEO of the worst Wall Street style company, right? But break this down for us, Rick. What does this mean in real practical terms?
And let me just say this, Gina. You may not be aware of this because you and I have known each other in Southern California since, as long as we have known each other. Right. But I grew up in union country. Oh, okay. I'm a Pittsburgh native. Okay, a Rust Belter. That's right. Yeah. And also, as a child, lived in northwestern Ohio, outside of Youngstown, so total Rust Belter. Yeah. And you know, the media is saying, oh my God, it's the undereducated white man that's supporting it. I can tell you that
turns out that wasn't so true, by the way.
It wasn't so true, and it is an insult to labor union workers. Right. It's an insult to other. You know, having grown up there, I can tell you that all races work in manufacturing jobs. Yes. Those that still exist, that is. Yeah. I saw black steel workers, white steel workers, of course, et cetera, et cetera. So that's shameful. And those black steel workers, those black United Auto workers, are just concerned about job loss as someone else with a different skin color. Right. Right. It convicts, though, don't you think, Rick, the union bosses who have cuddled up with President Obama and others. I remember that one of the union bosses had been in the White House more than anybody else. Yeah. And it's a nice cushy situation for those union bosses. But this sort of illuminates that, and I think that perhaps I think 32% by the union's own numbers have actually voted for Mr. Trump. That's true. I think those numbers are considerably higher because I don't think most union members were admitting to their union bosses that they voted for Mr. Trump. Right. But I think that it puts a little bit of friction between those union bosses and those rank and file union members if this starts to. By the way, I have cousins who are United Auto Worker union members back in Ohio, who have traditionally voted Democrat. They voted for Trump. So your point about the 32 is a good point. I have a couple thoughts here. Number one, I think I don't know if you've covered this or not, but everyone says this was a rejection of Hillary. Yeah, it was that. It was a rejection of the establishment. Yeah, it was that. But it was this election was a rejection of the Obama administration and its policies. Yeah. And we can see that because Republicans kept their majorities in the House and the Senate, and they picked up more seats in the governor's races. If this was a rejection of only the establishment, then they would have kept those leads and picked up more seats. Sure. And that comes back to the union members. They don't like these policies, as have watched their job, their money erode away. Yeah. And this was a rejection of Democrat policies, i.e. the Obama White House the last 8 years. I hope, Gina, I think you and I agree on this. We may not have discussed it, but I think we agree on this. The Republican Party does an embarrassing, horrible job at messaging, at branding, at getting the message out as who they really are, and that is what has allowed the Democrat Party to own black voters, own Hispanic voters. When Trump got elected, I said, this is the opportunity for the Republican Party to reach out to those other minority demographics that aren't supposed to. They're not supposed to.
Not supposed to, but they agree on the issues.
And that's right. And we're seeing with their union now.
Yeah,
apparently.
exactly. Exactly. Well, it is exciting. What do you think this is going to look like? I mean, if already out of the box, this is not even the end of the week that Mr. Trump was elected.
Yeah.
And we're already looking at major changes in Obamacare and in TPP and in demographic shifts that we've never seen before.
Can I it's related to what you said, but have you heard what Warren Buffett, of all people, said in the last 24 hours?
No, I have not.
So the stock market, Gina, as you may be aware.
Yes, soaring.
New records yesterday and today. Yeah. Warren Buffett said with President-elect Trump, I expect new market highs.
Yeah.
So anyway, the question was what again? I'm sorry.
No. I was just saying, what changes do you think are forthcoming? And I think you're covering that.
Yeah. So I we're going to see. We should see less taxes. We should see less trade regulation with internet preventing U.S. jobs. Here in San Diego, I don't know if you're aware of this. I just found out quite by accident today. I was doing Politics and Profits, and I had someone from the healthcare industry on. Sharp Hospital here in San Diego.
Yes.
The nurses today announced they're going on strike.
Oh.
And why are they going on strike? Because the budget is not there to get them the pay increases which they feel they deserve. Why is the budget not there? Because Obamacare is not providing health providers with the profit margins which they need. Obamacare is what President Clinton called it, crazy. So I don't know what's going to happen with Obamacare. I heard the previous segment with Andrea Kaye. I heard you say that he's backing away, he being Trump of...
There's rumor of that, yes.
See, I think he's going after it. I think there's an opportunity to destroy it. And he's got the House, he's got the Senate. He's got the next 2 years to really make a change.
All right. Well, we'll be watching to see. Rick Amato, tell us where we can find your show.
Okay, in San Diego, you can find it on ATT Uverse Channel 50.
Okay.
And online at politicsandprofits.com. It will be across America. I've said it for several weeks now, but it's in the process of happening.
In the process of happening. And you built that show just like a year ago. That's pretty savvy.
Actually, even less than that. We've been on the air 4 months.
That's pretty. 4 months, that's it?
That's it.
Wow. This year has gone, it's been a crazy pace, hasn't it?
It has.
It has. Rick Amato, thank you so much for being in studio with us.